boys and girls and grown-ups. My name is Miss T. I'm so glad you stopped on by. We're going to sing some songs and share some great stories. But can you go ahead and get your fingers together? We're going to go ahead and sing a song. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So boys and girls, we're going to jump right into a story called Good Night Owl by Greg Pizzoli. The owl was settling into bed when he heard a noise. It was a tiny sound, no louder than a whisper, a funny noise he hadn't heard before. Someone must be at the door, said Owl. Just a minute. But no one was there. Probably the wind, said Owl. And he lay down in bed and said to himself, "Good night, Owl." And then he heard the noise again. "It's coming from the cupboard," said Owl. So he went to take a look. He emptied every shelf, but there was no noise to be found. So Owl went back to bed. "Good night, Owl," he said. And then he heard the noise. "It must be under the floor," said Owl. And he pulled up the floorboards one by one. But he didn't find the noise, so Owl went back to bed. And then he heard the noise. "This house has a noisy roof," yelled the Owl. And he took down the roof. "There," said Owl, "no more noise." Owl got back into bed, the stars and the moon shining down where his roof used to be. "Good night, Owl," he said. But Owl didn't close his eyes. He didn't dare. He knew that any second he would hear the noise. He waited and waited and waited and waited. And then he heard the noise. "It's in the walls!" Owl screeched. "I'll get you, noise," Owl said, as he tore down the walls of his house. But he found nothing. The cupboard was empty, the floorboards were pulled up, the roof was pulled down, and the walls were gone. Owl went back to bed and he said, "Good night, Owl." And then he saw the noise. It was a mouse, boys and girls. Owl smiled and he said, "Good night, noise." And that's the end of Good Night, Owl. All right, boys and girls, let's go ahead, and since we shared a story about an owl and a mouse, let's get an owl in our bathtub. Are you ready? Here we go. There was a little owl, her name was Tiny Lynn. I put her in the bathtub to see if she could swim. She drank up all the water, she ate up all the soap, and now she's in bed with bubbles in her throat. Bubbles, 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 pop. Bubbles, 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 pop, pop, pop. Now, boys and girls, we're going to share a robot story, so I thought it would be fun to put a robot in the bathtub. Are you ready? Here we go. There was a tiny robot. His name was Tiny Flynn. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water. He ate up all the soap. And now he's in bed with bubbles in his throat. Bubbles, 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 pop. Bubbles, 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 pop, pop, pop. We just love those bubbles. So let's share a story called Beep, Beep, Go to Sleep, written by Todd Tarpley. Three little robots. Time for bed. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Time to dim your infrared. Brush your rotors round and round. Clean your shields. And power down. Quiet at last, not a peep. Three little robots are saying beep, beep. Is something wrong? I need my coil. My sensor aches. I want more oil. Better now than rest your head. The three little robots back to bed. Quiet at last, not a peep. Three little robots are saying beep, beep. What is it now? I need a light. My fan belt's loose. My bolt's too tight. Quiet at last, not a peep. Three little robots are saying beep, beep. So I say, robots, are you still awake? Engines off, for goodness sake. No more beeping, no more talking, no more squeaking, no more squawking. No more blipping, blinking, boinking, winkling, whirling, squinking, oinking. Oinking? Go to sleep. Quiet at last, not a peep. Three little robots are saying beep, beep. What now? You need what? Oh, a bedtime story. Somewhere there are robots beeping, buzzing, bouncing, squawking, squeaking, blipping, bopping, blinking, boinking, winking, whirling, even oinking. But now these robots snuggle deep. They finally put their boy to sleep. And that's beep, beep, go to sleep. Well, boys and girls, Miss T has a robot. So I thought, boys and girls, we could go ahead and do some actions with our robot. Are you ready? Here we go. Robot, robot, turn around. Everybody turn around. Robot, robot, touch the ground. Everybody go down, 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 touch the ground. Woohoo! Robot, robot, turn left and turn right. Robot, robot, flash your lights. Robot, robot, go bloop and bleep. Bloop, bloop, bleep, bleep. Robot, robot, go to sleep. All right, robots, it's time to wake up. Well, boys and girls and grown-ups, I want to thank you all for stopping on by. We're going to have this is our last story time for March, but don't worry, Miss T and Miss Chloe will be back in April and May. So make sure, everybody, that you check out our library website, www.library.org. www.portchester-ryebrooklibrary.com. You can also call the library or email the library and Miss T. Check out our no contact pickup and our other wonderful programs. Cooking with Steve, Art with Mark, our grab and go crafts, and much more. Take care, boys and girls. Spring is coming. I'll be seeing you soon. I miss you, and have a great day.